welcome
Hey,
to
everybody.
Cosmos with Cosmos.
Hey, Cleveland. Where are we at today? Are we in Cleveland this week or are we somewhere else? I don't know. You know, we go on tour so often, it just kind of, the city's all blurred.
Yeah, we don't know where we are, what's
No.
happening. Mad rushes, mad dashes that have been happening today. For those of you watching now, we have to remember on our end that with YouTube there is a little bit of a time delay between us and our most wonderful viewers.
Mm-hmm.
I like that there's an S at the end of that as well.
Viewers. Yeah.
Well, it is plural.
Yeah. So let us know how the audio is sounding, because if you can't tell, Mike and I have switched things around on where we're recording from.
Yeah.
Brandon, you're really tinny. Yeah, he's tinny in our ears as well. I don't know. Are you using the correct mic, Brandon? Are you using your...
Oh, you know what? Let me check that.
He's probably not using his...
Hold on, folks.
His correct microphone.
I traveled a small amount of circumference of the Earth today. Oh, no. Yeah, all right.
There we go.
Yeah.
Oh,
That should be
that's-
better.
Oh,
that
like
is
butter.
so much better.
Mm.
Butter. 99.9. The Coyote.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, that's nice. Okay. All right, cool. I'm just going to bump you up. All right. Should be sounding better. Let us know if we need to adjust any levels as far as how loud we're sounding.
Or if you'd like us to talk less loud, like, because we talk loud, I assume. I don't know. I'm tired, guys.
Hey,
this is going to be a
it's
fun
fine.
episode.
It's fine.
Can't
Don't
wait
worry.
to start drinking.
Jackson, it sounded like you were using an old school crank telephone.
Cosmos with Cosmos, yeah?
That fits
Come on,
with.
come
I
on,
mean, that fits with
1940.
your image. I'd go with it. Katie says it's much better. All
wait,
right.
Wait till you get some typewriters in the background there. You're lacking on that.
Oh yeah, that's true. That's true.
Actually, I guess I actually got some really cool old newspapers from 1960s from the moon landings the other day. And I got one newspaper. I'll have to show it on the YouTube during the break or something. It's when JFK asked for the Russians to join us for the pursuit to the moon in Congress. I was like, oh, that's a cool find. Yoink.
Nice.
Good.
Nice.
That was a good $2 purchase.
Cool.
$2. Wow.
Yeah, I got a bunch of them. So
I would have thought inflation would have knocked that up. You know, history. Oh well.
It's just newspapers.
Yeah, but still,
just newspapers, Liz.
first of all,
These are written histories. It's like
nobody does newspapers anymore. So
it's like a Rosetta Stone to history, Liz. We know it exists because of these ancient
That's-
tablets from the 60s.
That's true. I mean, it's a good primary source document or secondary source document, or I guess it's a tertiary source doc. I don't know.
anyway,
It's irrelevant. All right, let's get the show on the
going.
road. Yeah. All right, Brandon, you want to give me a little count, a little numbers,
Oh,
a little
yeah, of course.
Bring us in, man.
bringing it
Bring us
in.
in.
Here we go. In 5, 4.
Hey everyone, welcome to Cosmos with Cosmos. I'm Liz.
I might.
I'm Brandon.
And this episode, we are talking rainbows and why you can never get to that goddamn pot of gold at the end of them.
Oh God, I
Well, that's because I know this is going to spoil it, but the end of the rainbow is actually attached to the back of the unicorn, and so they're just constantly moving, and they're faster than us, so we can just never catch them.
You never
That
get
makes
So,
sense.
Episode over.
Yeah.
Are unicorns faster than the speed of light?
Oh.
Yeah.
They're mythical beings.
Yeah.
So
What
they
if
must
there's,
be.
What if the horns allow them to go through like alternate realities and they go through wormholes, and that's how they're faster than the speed of light?
Oh, maybe. Everything's magical. Unicorns, rainbows, it's all magic.
It's all magic.
It's all magic.
It's all magic.
Anyway, before we get started in discussing why you can never find that pot of gold at the end of rainbows and what rainbows are and all that good fun stuff, of course, first we gotta talk about what we're drinking. I'm gonna go ahead and just kick it off with this rainbow themed drink right here. I have Rainbows All the Way Down is the title of this drink. It is grenadine, some yellow juice, which I'm assuming is orange.
Orange juice
I hope
with,
so.
with mango rum
Orange juice with mango rum.
and blue cacao.
And blue cacao.
Now I need to know, do you intend to actually mix that up, or will you be drinking pure grenadine?
Yeah, I'm gonna mix it up, but it was really hard for me not to because I wanted to show it. But here we go.
Very
Ready?
pretty.
This is what happens when you mix a mix a rainbow.
Oh, Oh, it gets dirty.
It gets dirty. It's a
It
muddy
gets-
rainbow now.
Yes.
It's well, Mike's drink further. His drink name. You go for it. What are you drinking?
I was about to say, are you
Yeah.
gonna speak for me? No, so I was making the same thing, rainbows all the way down, but mine got muddy, so now it is Lucky Charms.
And it looks like the color that the milk turns
With
after
Lucky
eating
Charms.
a bowl of Lucky Charms.
Yep.
We would know because we just recently had Lucky Charms because we're adults.
Ooh, magically delicious.
Mm-hmm.
And Cinnamon Toast Crunch.
And Cinnamon Toast Crunch.
Yeah, because we're fucking adults, man.
Yeah. That's how we roll. All right, Brandon, what you got?
So I literally just got back into the city like 5 minutes ago, so I had to think of a drink off the top of my head. And because it's just bourbon, I'm gonna go with a Photon Gold.
Ooh,
nice.
Photon Gold. I like that. Pretty nice for top of your head.
Yeah, I was struggling really quick. Like, what do I call it? Do I just call it like light speed? No, that's lame. What do I do? Photon Gold.
Photon Gold.
Nice.
I like that. Wait, we can't. Okay, Brandon, we can't put the mic between us because we both have our own mics that we're using right now.
Oh, okay. Because Mike sounded distant to me.
Oh, he
Maybe
sounds
that's just
distant?
me.
Well, he might need to
Yeah.
scoot his mic closer to him. Your mic can be in the shot.
Yeah,
There you
I-
go.
like so.
It's funny. I told you
Oh, you
earlier
know why?
I was not concerned about it being in shot.
Oh, you know why it probably sounds distant to you is because, I don't know. Anyway. Jack is drinking dark chocolate cocoa, a small scoop of vanilla ice cream rolled
goodness.
in malt powder and garnished with a brulee peep. Did you use that torch? Did you use a
Wow.
torch on that peep, Jack? Did you torch that peep?
Please tell me you torched it.
Torching those peeps. Ice cream rolled in malt powder.
What are we doing with our lives?
I don't know anymore.
Nothing. All right, we have some rules, of course, for all of our episodes, and those drinking rules are as follows.
As
if you
follows.
hear any dogs a barking, that's a drink. If we make a Star Wars reference, also a drink. And finally, if we make any Lord of the Rings references, drink.
Drink.
Drink it up.
Drink
Oh
it
yeah. Okay. Well, we covered drinks. We covered rules.
Let's jump into
Let's
it.
jump into it. Well,
Cool.
so basically, question being, can you find the?
We forgot to do something. I'm sorry to cut you off, Liz. We forgot to announce something. I know people in the podcast land won't hear this on that certain day, but it's also a very special day that I know we're going to talk about in The Hangover.
Oh, yes. Stick around after we talk about rainbows because it's Pie Day.
Pie Day!
Pie Day. So we're gonna have pie for dessert.
Pie.
Hangover
I
pie.
hope everybody got their pie.
We got some pie.
We got some pie.
We got 2 pies.
We got 2 pies.
Is one of them
pies.
technically
One's
a
not.
pie?
No, technically it's not. But for today we're gonna call it a pie.
Okay, so get your pies ready if you're sticking around with us for the Hangover, because Pie Day 314, 3.14, and that's all I know.
1-5.
That's really all you gotta do.
Okay,
I think it's like 2, 5, 9 in there somewhere. There's
so-
a lot of numbers
There's
in
a lot
five.
of
There's-
numbers. It just keeps
There
going.
are
apparently.
a bunch of non-repeating numbers
Yeah.
in there.
Well, we'll get there.
That doesn't sound very rational of it. Okay.
Oh,
Ooh.
bada boom.
Math joke, well done.
Hey. All right.
Sorry.
Let's get into it. Rainbows, pots of gold, and of course we picked this theme because it's almost St. Patrick's Day,
Almost.
right? When this episode is actually out in audio, when you're actually listening to it at the podcast, St. Patrick's Day will have passed, but not by far. So. It's March, and there's going to be a lot of green, a lot of rainbows, a lot of green beer. I don't know how us Americans just
Parades that shouldn't
bastardize St.
happen.
Patrick's Day. But this pot of gold and rainbow thing seems to, I did a little bit of research. And it doesn't seem like there's kind of a consensus, but there's multiple stories involved over like the origins of this whole mythology. Apparently as far back as the 17th century, the Irish, they knew how rainbows worked. They knew that there wasn't like, in reality, pots of golds
Oh, yeah.
at the end of rainbows.
Ireland would probably be a very different place if there were.
Yeah, right. And they basically apparently were fond of saying that one was as likely to find a pot of gold as they were to find the end of a rainbow.
So it got shortened.
So then, over time, I guess this saying sort of gets
Morphed into a pot of gold at the end of the rainbow.
Yeah, it gets morphed into this like mythology and the stories involving fairies and leprechauns and whatnot. So, in like old Europe, then the Irish would tell you fairies put a pot of gold at the end of each rainbow with leprechauns guarding it, kind of thing.
Okay.
But then I have a couple stories that I had found. So there's apparently a well-known origin story, where basically, there were a couple of poor farmers in Ireland, and the husband and wife pulled their very last carrot out of the garden, and they found a leprechaun, dangling from the roots of this carrot.
I have so many questions about the origin of this leprechaun, but continue.
I don't know how this leprechaun came under the earth and was just holding on to this carrot.
Was it nibbling on the carrot? Was it trying to sustain itself for the winter? Was it trying to feed its family or steal? What was going on with this leprechaun? But that's besides the point.
Also, that means leprechauns are super small.
Mm-hmm.
Well, yeah.
Okay, I
That's like
just
a known
pictured
fact.
like leprechaun just being, I don't know, maybe like 2 feet in height.
Also, carrots can be rather large as well.
Okay, only if they're farmer maggots.
Oh,
Carrots.
Hey.
Starting us off, because that's how I roll. Anyway,
So hobbits are taller than leprechauns.
Oh, yeah.
how tall are hobbits?
Like 3 feet.
3 feet? Okay, yeah, well, if a leprechaun, you can pull it out of the ground with a carrot, then it's like, like 6 inches? I don't know. A foot?
It's like a rather big rabbit.
A rather big rabbit.
It reminds me of those, like, that scene in Harry Potter where they pull up the plants. I think this is in the second movie, and it's the mandrakes.
Yeah.
The little babies crying.
Okay, so, they pull up this carrot. There's a leprechaun attached. This couple is like, what the fuck? And then the leprechaun promised one wish in exchange for his freedom. One wish. So leprechauns, I guess, are like Irish genies. So basically, the husband and wife, they couldn't decide on a single wish, so they begin like wishing for everything that they want, because naturally, I mean, how can you just decide on one wish? So they're like wishing up all these things, and then the leprechaun is like, yo, hold on, you gotta cool it. He interrupts them. He's like, holy crap, these poor farmers are super greedy. And he said that they might have all they wished for and more if they could find his pot of gold hidden at the end of a rainbow.
Why not just wish for the pot of gold? Come on, guys.
Look, they didn't think of that, and then the leprechaun changed the rules on them, so they couldn't do that. So then the leprechaun apparently, like, winked, took off, and left the farmers to chase rainbows forever.
There you go.
I like to think it's like, on like Discovery Channel history, you have like extreme weather chasers, storm chasers, but it's like 16th century Irish farmers. Oh, here comes the rainbow. I can't do any Irish at all, so here comes the rainbow. Let's go chase it down.
Extreme rainbow chasers?
Yeah, and it's just like 16th century Irish farmers trying to track down this pot of gold at the rainbow, and like coordinating with fire and smoke from a distance.
The entire country just starts running.
It's chasing rainbows.
Rainbow!
Instead of waterfalls. Don't
Yeah.
go chasing Anyway. All right.
Well, you can also find rainbows in waterfalls, so maybe there's a connection there.
Oh, there you go.
Don't go chasing them, though.
Maybe there's pot of gold at the end of waterfalls.
Maybe.
Let me get in the barrel and find out.
Is that another drink? Does that count? We'll count it.
No. The Hobbit doesn't count as a reference.
I mean, it's Tolkien. Okay, fine.
Yeah.
Drink if you choose.
Oh,
Okay.
I choose.
So, another story I found, so there were legends about pots of gold buried at the end of rainbows, originating from like when the Vikings invaded Ireland around 795 AD. And so the Vikings are known, of course, for like looting and pillaging and raping, and also burying gold and other treasures at undisclosed locations. And so the legend of pots of gold began when they eventually like left Ireland, and they left some of their stolen gold behind. And so,
because that's what you always do.
of course, you know.
I'm just gonna leave money lying around.
They can't remember everywhere they buried shit.
So this is a tangent. I apologize, but I was reading this really cool like article about like what did ancient Britons do like when Rome left and the villages were sacked and they left, and it happened quite a few times in their lifetime. Turns out they would take what they owned, any gold or whatever they had, and bury it in some distant location and hope to be able to come back like when government reestablished itself. So in like Britain, there's a bunch of randomly hidden treasures like that because people would just go run, bury it, and go off and probably die because the government never came back. Like, oh, that's kind of cool.
Wow.
So, tangent.
It's kind of cool. They're dying. Kind of cool.
Yeah.
They died. It's cool. Waiting for the government.
So,
Well,
folklore depicts leprechauns as these mistrustful creatures that detest humans. Okay, yeah. That's legit. And so the leprechauns found the abandoned gold and buried it again so no human could ever find it. And the old folk tales tell us that there is a pot of gold hidden where the end of any rainbow touches the earth. But alas, therefore you can never get that pot of gold because a rainbow can't ever touch the surface of the earth, which we'll talk about in a bit when we actually get to some
when
science.
we actually
in this
talk
shit.
about science,
Yeah. And I was trying to find out how much a pot of gold would actually be worth. And there was a couple different things I found from, like, there was one from, like, an article from 2013 that said a pot of gold was roughly worth about, like, I think it was, like, $427,000. And then there was another article from 2015 which said a pot of gold would be worth, like, $1.2 million.
So, more money
Now-
than we have.
Yeah.
Right, but with that $1.2 million, really, how many Skittles can you purchase?
A lot.
You could purchase
What? 1.2 million bags?
so many Skittles.
If they're like $1 each.
You
So-
can
so,
taste
like-
so many rainbows.
So like 24 million Skittles.
Okay, yeah, sure.
Roughly
Roughly.
26,
Easy.
40 million,
Easy.
somewhere around there.
Yeah. Yeah.
Well done.
Do we want to get into basically how some other cultures have seen rainbows? I would like to point out that according to Jack on YouTube, Isaac Newton's great-great-grandfather, Iris O. Newton, discovered rainbows.
Oh, before then,
I like it.
before then, we just never had rainbows in the world.
No.
Nope, there were no rainbows before then.
Actually, I really don't know any cultural stories about rainbows, so I'm kind of interested to learn what other people thought about rainbows in the stories.
These are not stories.
No, they're just some origins of rainbows.
Yeah, these are
Hey.
just,
Rainbow origins.
just some quick things of how different cultures, I guess, see rainbows, I guess, is probably the better term. So,
Katie says that she thinks the double mics are creating an echo for us.
There's
Darn
a
it.
second mic in the room? I thought there's only...
Oh my gosh.
technically there's 3.
Oh, we do have quite an echo. Oh, man, we tested this earlier and it seemed like that it was okay, but it might be because streaming and the recording came out fine. So, all right, I'm going to go ahead and let's do this. We're going to mute Mike's mic. And then I will move this mic into the center.
Yes, it's happening. It's finally happening.
You should have muted yours as well when you moved it.
Now only I may talk, and they are muted forever. As I was saying about the Roman citizens in Britain, when they escaped their land during the sieges or when government fell apart. I'm just kidding. There we go. Figuring it out.
All right. Wait,
All right.
are we still muted? Can you hear us?
No, I don't think
We're not
Yeah,
muted.
you're
We weren't
good.
muted that whole... for most of that.
Yeah.
All right. Do we sound? Oh, or do we sound a little bit better now?
Hope so, because we only got one mic. I will mute this one, just
That
in
one's
case.
yeah. That's just me anyway.
All right, so
Technology.
different cultures. They all see. Everybody sees rainbows. Rainbows you can see them anywhere on the earth. I know, right? And so different cultures see them different ways. In Greece and Rome, because Rome just stole everything from Greece.
Pretty much, yeah.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yep. And the Italians, yep. Yep.
Yeah, so the rainbow was considered to be a path made by a messenger between Earth and heaven.
Okay. Okay.
Yeah, so just go sliding down that rainbow. Boom, you're here.
Rainbow Road.
Yep.
So was it like, would Apollo be god of lights, or would he also be like god of rainbows, the god of fabulousness? I don't know.
Let's go for it. I think so.
Okay.
I think you should be. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, if they understood it to be light, but
They might have, yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, the Greeks were the first to start going, hey, let's figure shit out in a rational way.
all right. So Tibetan Buddhism, they see that you can actually become a rainbow body through practice.
What does that mean?
I don't know.
A rainbow body?
A rainbow body.
Can I just become, I would just be a rainbow?
Let's just say you probably attain enlightenment at that point.
And light.
You attain enlightenment and just like turn into a rainbow.
Yeah, you're
and just
a
you go
Buddha.
like shooting off.
Yeah.
Wouldn't that be a great way to end?
That would
Off
be
I
a
go.
fantastic way. Just like,
Witness me.
bye. Poof. Rainbow out.
Yeah. The Chinese, which I think this is kind of cool. So I like this visual right here.
Okay.
So in Chinese mythology, the rainbow was a slit in the sky that was sealed by a goddess using stones of 5 different colors. I don't know, just the imagery to me. It's like, oh shit, the sky just ripped somehow.
So I'm just going to put these
5 stones.
color stones in there.
Yeah, and I guess
Maybe
it
they
makes
were
a
the
rainbow.
infinity stones.
Oh,
I was thinking like Pokemon gemstones.
You would.
The Australian Aborigines, there's a rainbow serpent, and it's the deity that governs water.
Oh.
That's so cool.
Yeah. So here's one that is kind of a local thing for us that we have to deal with. The Church of Jesus Christ of Latter-day Saints, the Mormons, the founder, Joseph Smith, stated that the second coming of Jesus would not occur in any year in which a rainbow is seen. So guess who's never coming? He will never be here for multiple reasons.
In any year a rainbow is seen?
Yep. So, look, man, you can see a rainbow. Rainbows happen all the time. Hawaii alone just
on their
canceled out
license
Jesus
plate.
coming.
It's on their license plates.
Yeah.
Huh.
So, but not everybody saw it as sunshine and rainbows. People in like the Amazonian cultures, like the Incas, they didn't like rainbows.
No.
They did not like
How
them.
do you not like a rainbow?
It was associated with malign spirits that cause harm, and so there were people will actually close their mouths so that no harm comes to them. They don't get any diseases and stuff when they see a rainbow.
So they don't go, oh.
Now I wonder, because like in those parts of the the central part of the world, in the hemisphere, equator rather, like there's gonna be rain all the time and big storms all the time like that. So rainbows wouldn't necessarily be a cause of celebration. Like, hey, rain's finally coming in Australia. It must be the big serpent connecting everyone together. It's rather than, oh, this is gonna suck, guys. Here comes a motherfucking rainbow again.
That's a good point.
Well, they didn't like them, so I guess they still don't. And for New Age people, the 7 colors, I'm almost hesitant to say this, but the 7 colors of the rainbow represent the 7 chakras, from red to violet. So, yeah.
Chakras being a thing that's not real.
Not real at all. And in modern culture, modern being 30 some odd years ago, 35 years ago, Rainbow Island was an arcade game in 1987 where you would shoot rainbows at your enemies. Yeah, yeah. But it was also known as the story of Bubble Bobble 2, which I just like to say. Bubble Bobble
Bubble
2.
Bobble. So really quickly, Bubble Bobble is one of my two favorite arcade games of all time. You get these little tiny dinosaurs, and you shoot bubbles at foes, and they get sucked into the bubbles, and you jump on them, and they bloop, and it has a wonderful soundtrack. But Bubble Bobble 2 is a very rare find online, so it's a little more difficult to find than just the regular Bubble Bobble. So it's just a myth in my mind. I desperately want to play it.
Yeah, it's the sequel.
I haven't heard of either one of them, but they
Bubble
sound
Bobble.
amazing.
Well, guess what soundtrack we're gonna listen to in like a week?
Bubble Bobble.
Bubble Bobble.
Bubble Bobble.
I played it all the time growing up.
You know, in Japan, they're called Bubble and Bobble. They're two different characters. But here in America, it's Bub and Bob.
Bub and Bob.
Yeah, why can't we just call them Bubble and Bobble? It's just more fun to
Gotta
say.
take all the fun out of everything. Jesus.
We gotta shorten everything up.
We have a couple of questions on the YouTubes for this live show recording. One of those questions is asked by a I don't know who this is, but Brandon Riddle. If you're colorblind, can you see rainbows?
I guess that would depend on type of color blindness as well.
Yeah.
Should we talk about that when we talk about what a rainbow is?
I'm not going to talk about being colorblind, but I will talk about taking a black and white photo of a rainbow and what you see.
Oh, okay.
Okay.
That works.
So
Okay.
we'll talk about that. And then the other one is we have where does the Rainbow Road come in? Where does Rainbow Road come into play with all this, or the Bifrost, the Rainbow Bridge? The Rainbow Road, that's the Star Cup in space. Thank you, Brandon. Also, you need to find the right tube to get to it. You see any plumbing tubes, you got to find the right sewer tube to get to that Rainbow Road.
But those rainbows are solid because you can drive on them. So there's some other magic going on. It's like the Bifrost as well.
Space magic.
Space magic. Okay.
Space magic
Makes
for the
sense.
Bifrost as well.
Actually, yes.
The Asgardians. The
I know.
Asgardians.
Where are you from? Ass where? Asgard.
Which Neil Gaiman has a great history of the Asgardian stories. Definitely recommend checking that out. It's a lot of fun.
Yes.
It's called Norse mythology.
We have
Norse
Google.
mythology.
We have Google read it to us as we
Aw.
go to sleep at night.
It's
Yes.
so much fun.
And
because
we had the book as well.
Oh yeah, because he does the audiobook in it too.
Yeah,
So
yeah.
you can see, yeah, it's fun.
It's good. It's good. All right. Let's get into some fucking science. Fuck all this mythology and folklore and whatever bullshit.
Fuck culture, am I right?
Yeah, fuck
Yeah,
culture.
fuck culture.
Let's
Who
get into
needs
some
culture?
science. What is a rainbow other than magic and beauty?
Well, let me ask you this: can you ever see a rainbow and the sun at the same time in the sky?
Am I looking
No.
at the sun and seeing a rainbow in my peripherals?
No,
No,
can
you can't. You can't. No, you can't.
You can't.
You can't do it.
You can't do it. The sun is always behind you when it comes to a rainbow.
Oh, that's what I mean. Okay.
So you must have some kick-ass peripheral vision if you can see the sun if behind
Maybe
you.
dogs can, because dogs have an extended peripheral.
Not 180, not completely
No,
all the way around.
That's true.
because dogs are hunters. Need to be prey to have the eyes on your side. That way you get all the view around you, so that way you can dodge the hunters more efficiently.
Okay, that makes sense. So basically, a rainbow is an illusion.
It is an illusion. So basically, rainbows are created when sunlight enters a raindrop. So the sunlight goes into the raindrop. It gets bent. It reflects off the back wall of the raindrop like a mirror.
The back wall of a raindrop. Let's just...
Yeah. And then it goes back out, and you see the rainbow.
That sounds so delicate.
It is refraction and reflection within a
Because
raindrop.
that raindrop is basically acting like a prism.
Mm-hmm. Yep. Exactly. And sometimes you will get two reflections inside that raindrop, and that creates a double rainbow.
Double rainbow.
Yeah. And in reality, though, double rainbows always happen. It's just that most of the time, that second rainbow is actually really quite dim, and so you don't see it. But on occasion, it is a really bright double rainbow, and you can actually see it.
And we're talking a lot about refraction and reflection, but what is the difference between those two wonderful terms?
Oh, the difference. Well, reflection, that's a mirror, right? So light bounces off something, and it just bounces off, completely changes direction. Refraction is bending. So when light goes from one medium to another, like from air to water, water is more dense than air. The light will bend, and if it's more dense, it bends more, and so that is what we call refraction. But when light actually just bounces off something like a mirror, we call that reflection.
Yeah. So like when you have a swimming pool and everything seems like a slightly different angle when you're looking down into it or when you're looking up from it.
When you have your feet in the pool and you look at your feet and you're like, man, my feet look weird. Do I have big feet?
Yeah. So that's all refraction.
Just light fucking with you. That's what it is.
Yeah. What's really cool,
though, Isaac Newton.
What's really cool though is you can actually have rainbows reflect off water, and so it creates these really cool. So you'll have the rainbow like we normally think of, but coming out the edges, you have this other rainbow that just shoots out of it, and as the sun gets lower to the horizon, you have a better chance of actually seeing it, and it looks like it just shoots straight up out of the rainbow. It's really
it's like cool. A rainbow pillar.
Yeah, so it actually does curve above the normal rainbow, but you need water for that, and that water needs to be very calm for that to happen.
So, are there any other types of medium besides water that rainbows can be present in? Like if we had an atmosphere of like, I don't know, floating mercury somehow?
An atmosphere of floating mercury?
Wow.
Yeah, it's like a mercury mist somehow. Magic.
I mean, yes. I would say probably yes. It might not be the same mechanism that you would have going on with water. I mean, because mercury is more reflective anyway. And there's a close analogy to this with sundogs. Sundogs are these. So you'll have the sun, and sundogs are created by these ice crystals in the atmosphere. They're basically flat crystals, and they're almost completely horizontal for sundogs to occur. But the light from the sun hits it, and it reflects off those, or refracts. It hits it, and actually. No, it actually reflects off those ice crystals, and you see the sundogs. But if you look closely at a sundog, you actually will see red. You'll see the rainbow in it. Red closer to the sun, blue,
right,
violet further out. So I would say yes, you could with the mist of mercury.
And it's not just water you need, for example. It's a prism. You need a prism to be able to refract that light. It's like that famous picture. I guess we can go with Pink Floyd as well.
Oh, yeah.
With the light going through the prism and seeing the rainbow on the other side. You can have an atmosphere of glass triangles, and you'll get prisms coming out. So it just depends on that medium.
Yeah, but I think mercury is different though. Mercury is which is more metallic and reflective.
Yeah, it's not very translucent.
Right, and so the rainbow that you're going to get is going to be similar to the rainbow that you're getting from those ice crystals. Which would be more of a reflection type thing.
It's nearly a heavy metal rainbow.
Yeah.
Hey.
Wouldn't want to live there. You'd die.
It's funny.
Because when that light is getting refracted by the prism or water, what have you, by that effect, and when it's refracted, it's getting broken up so that we see that continuous spectrum. From the sun, instead of just blinding light, we see that it's split into those different colors. Would a different medium alter how much colors or the colors that are seen, or?
Well, it would affect how much those colors are bent. And so the amount of bending is going to depend on the wavelength, and also depends on the material.
There's that word I was looking for. Wavelength.
Yeah. So the wavelength of the light, longer wavelength light doesn't bend as much. So when you have light pass through a prism of whatever material, the red bends the least, but violet, purple bends the most. That is why sunsets are red and not blue or purple. But it depends on the material, and so yeah, I mean, but it's still going to be those colors are going to be broken out.
Yeah.
That it might be that the violets go more or bent more, a lot more than say going through glass, but it all depends on the material.
And then just because we can't see it doesn't mean it's not necessarily there either. You had infrared below the red or ultraviolet beyond the violet as well. Just the whole spectrum there.
Oh yeah, I mean we just see a tiny little bit of the light, just in that we call visible light range.
I always love seeing that spectrum, played out on a map or something, and you can see, this is what I see. It's like looking at the first inch of an ocean and say, here's the Marianas Trench, and see all the other possible wavelengths that's constantly out there in the universe, and we just see that small bit.
Yeah, and you know what's really cool is you can actually... all right, so you have light come in, hit a prism, and you see the beautiful red, orange, yellow, green, blue, and going violet.
Roy G. Bivet.
Roy, yeah. So you see the rainbow, but if you just take a thermometer and go to the left of red where it is invisible, you'll find the temperature rises, because it's infrared.
Yeah.
And infrared carries heat, right?
Yeah.
And so, in fact, that's how it was discovered.
Well, doesn't all light carry heat? Because light and heat are one and the same, basically. But they're both energy.
Yeah, they're different, but it's energy. Yes, it is energy. It's different though.
I thought it was either a wave or a particle.
Light can be both.
The dual nature of light.
It can be a photon or a wave.
Yeah, this was a huge fucking debate in physics for centuries. It was a huge debate. Newton said it was. He thought it was basically little balls, little light balls, and so
little light balls,
little photons, so particles. But as science, as physicists did more experiments. They were finding this interference pattern. If you have two light sources, you can make an interference pattern. Or if you really, it's called a double slit experiment. You really don't even need two light sources. You do one. And
high school.
Yep. You light passes through these two slits in a wall, and you get this nice interference pattern on this second, more further out wall. And the only way you can do that is with waves, right? And so it's like, oh no, light is waves, it's not particles. And then Maxwell came around and unified.
And did he go? Hold my beer.
Maxwell comes and he unifies electricity and magnetism as a force, and out of his equations pops a wave equation for light. And then Einstein comes along.
God damn it, Einstein. Happy birthday, Einstein, by the way.
Yes.
Oh, yeah.
Wait, is it birthday or death day? Is it death day?
No,
Nope,
it's
his
birthday. It is the anniversary of Stephen Hawking's death. Rest in peace, Stephen Hawking.
All right. So, interesting thing about Stephen Hawking. This is aside. So, Stephen Hawking.
The one interesting thing about Stephen Hawking.
Only one. Nothing else is interesting
about
him
his
at all.
birth and death, we'll say.
Okay.
All right.
Oh, yeah.
So.
All right. Rainbows are on pause.
Right. Stephen Hawking died today in 2018. Einstein was born in 1879 today. So 142. Today's the 142nd birthday of Albert Einstein being born, and 3 years since Einstein died.
Stephen Hawking died.
Stephen Hawking died. One of them. Stephen Hawking was born on January 8th, 1942, exactly 300 years after the death of Galileo Galilei.
Oh.
So he came in on the anniversary of Galileo's death and goes out on the anniversary of Einstein's birth.
Fun.
Now,
I-
if I was the universe means something kind of person, I'm like, wow, man, that's a strange coincidence.
I, I thought you were going to connect it to Newton somehow, because Newton kind of has the same thing with Halley's Comet. He was born the same year Halley's Comet came by, and then he was waited for, what was it, 76 years, and then he died before he could see it. So it's the exact same year that it arrived, he died in. So in one loop of Halley's Comet, he lived, but never got to see it.
That's kind of crazy to think about.
Yeah.
Anyway,
Rainbows.
rainbows.
Where were we?
Yeah.
Oh, Einstein.
Waves and light, yeah.
Yeah, you brought up
love,
Einstein.
I love the idea that these physicists are yelling at each other about wavelengths or particles, and nature just turns around and goes, "Shut up! You're both right."
Yeah.
Yeah. It's the dual nature of light.
Was there anybody that was like, why can't it be both, guys?
Quantum physics
some
people.
The quantum people.
The
They're
quantum
like, guys,
people.
it could be both.
The early 21st century, the weird people. No, just push them off into the side there. They don't know
Everybody
what
else is
they're talking
like, don't
about.
listen to them. They're quantum, all right?
Yeah,
They're-
quantum.
they're fucking
It
up.
was. It truly was quantum people. Quantum people were like, no, there's this dual nature. There's a dual nature to light. There's also a dual nature to matter. If you can speed me up fast enough, I actually will develop a wavelength, and if you slam me through this double slit, I will make a Mike George interference pattern on some back wall. Yeah, it's called the de Broglie wavelength. So,
Oh,
a French aristocrat.
Crazy. Would you make a rainbow?
Maybe.
well, lot
What
of red.
color's your
lot of
wavelength?
red.
I wouldn't make it be a lot of red. I would make a splat, is what I would make. But if they have nice little interference patterns in that splat.
Jack on YouTube says, atomized alcohol makes an infrared rainbow.
Oh, that's really cool.
Ooh.
Fun.
And we're all about alcohol on this podcast.
True.
So we got to do it.
So Mars has a small amount of water vapor in its atmosphere. It's how you still get some wisp of clouds up there, like a crow from Kremlin coming in. It's just a wisp of cloud. Take a little drink, and then no,
Wait,
Wait a minute,
what'd you say?
nothing. I guess you didn't get it.
No, no, say it. Oh,
Crow
a
from
wisp of cloud. It's when they were.
Like the crows from Kremlin
Gimli.
coming in.
Oh, the crows and them
Oh, it's
hiding
nothing.
in the
It's just a wisp of
rock.
cloud.
Okay, all right, drink for that.
Anyway, so yeah, there is some water vapor on Mars with enough of it to make those wisp of clouds up there. But then also, would there be enough to make rainbows on Mars? Because I don't think we've seen any pictures with rainbows.
You just really need one raindrop to act as a prism. The problem is that a single raindrop
Is not
isn't going to
gonna-
make a
Yeah.
rainbow really bright enough for you to see. So the question is there enough water vapor to make a strong enough rainbow for your eyes to see?
Okay, if you gathered, I'm going off on a tangent again. I don't know this answer. I'm just wondering out loud. I'm sure we can figure it out. If we gathered up all the H2O in the atmosphere of Mars, how big of a pool could you make? Would it be a lake size? Would it be huge? Would it be tiny? I don't know, but it's a thought I'm having.
42. 42.
42 cubits.
42 units.
I feel like I've seen
Yeah.
a visual of that. But maybe I'm
Plus,
thinking of some different kind of
Yeah,
visual.
I'm thinking of like the water. You take the water from the Earth, it's a big ball, and take the water from like Enceladus, it's a bigger ball. I'm
Yeah,
thinking
that
something
might
like
be it.
that. But I don't think I've seen that with Mars.
I don't think
though.
I've ever seen it with Mars.
No.
Huh.
Probably, I guess compared to the other planets, it'd be low dot regardless.
All right, we'll
yeah.
put that down for some future research or homework for everybody.
And by somebody is that me?
Probably, yeah.
I'm busy.
Because you can do math.
Well, I just need to look up somebody else who's done the answer.
Or
Gotten the answer.
whoever's calculated how much water vapor there is on Mars.
Yes. I do weird shit like Skittles and Jack is a black hole and stuff. Like
Oh
that.
yes, we do have some black hole math coming
right.
up for you. A little bit later, we'll stick that with our Pi Day stuff.
Yeah,
and
we'll
the
do it with
hangover.
Pi Day.
We'll do it with the hangover.
Yeah.
But-
And then,
No, go ahead. You go ahead. Brandon.
I'm just wondering what's next about light and rainbows.
Well, Liz did bring something up in her talk about leprechauns and ends of rainbows and stuff like that. So when you're looking at a rainbow, I believe that, all right, so you see an arc, and a rainbow is actually a complete circle. It's just that the earth gets in the way.
Fucking
And
Earth.
so you
Get
see
out
it
of
as an
here,
arc.
Earth.
You see it as an arc. However, if you do get up in a high location, like on top of a mountain that looks down deep into some really big valley, deep valley, or a tall building, or even a plane, you can actually see it as a circle. You can see the entire circle.
Really?
Yep. So, and
That's Rainbow Road.
Just
And-
one loop after the other.
and no two people will see the same rainbow if they're not in the same place. So if there's a rainbow that I see here at our house, and I get you and you come outside and you look at it, we're seeing the same rainbow. However, if somebody that is 2 miles down the road looks and sees a rainbow in that same direction, that rainbow is still a little further out than our rainbow.
So it's a completely different rainbow?
It's a completely different
So
rainbow.
basically, rainbows are a matter of essentially perspective.
Yeah, exactly.
Like-
All right, so the light comes in, hits the raindrop, comes out. It basically reflects at a 42-degree angle.
Reflects or refracts?
Reflects.
Okay.
And did
Is-
you just make 42 up because you didn't know?
Nope, it's actually, I swear to God, this actually is 42 degrees. It is 42 degrees.
Meaning of life.
Meaning of life.
It's rainbows.
It's a rainbow. Yeah. So that 42 degrees hits us in the eye.
Mm-hmm.
But if you're a mile down the road, it misses them completely. And so they're seeing a rainbow that's a little further away. Yeah. So it's all
Like some
about
Jaden Smith stuff going on.
it's all about
How
where
can
you are.
rainbows be real if eyes aren't?
If eyes aren't.
If eyes aren't real, how can rainbows be real?
How can anything be real?
Nothing's real.
Well,
Nothing's real.
that's why there's a tiny little eye in front of the number sometimes. Like it's a gut check. Like just so you know, none of this is real. A tiny little eye says it.
Or the Tibetan Buddhists say that, nothing's real. It's all in your head. Well, not really kind of in your head, but like a table. A table does not exist. A table exists because we say that is a table.
Are Tibetans just really into quantum physics? And they're like, you know what? Stand on this table long enough, you go through it because it's not
Yeah.
real, man.
Well, actually, the Dalai Lama is into all that, and he makes his monks have to take science classes, like advanced science classes.
Man, that's good.
Yep.
If only all religions did that.
I know, right? Really quick, because I mentioned it.
Mm-hmm.
What happens if you take a black and white picture of a rainbow?
Oh, yeah, that's right.
You do not see any color in it because it's
It's
a
a black and white picture.
Sense?
But you still get an image of the rainbow, and what will happen is going to be it'll go from not being there to in the middle is at its brightest, and then it fades away at the edges again.
Fun.
So you see this little arc going across, but it's in black and white.
Uh-oh.
So it's gonna be gray.
I thought you were going to say something about being able to pull the color values out in, like, Photoshop and something
Oh, no, you won't be
technical,
able to do that.
but that wasn't the case.
So
or
I
that there would be ghosts. If you take a picture of rainbow, black and white picture of rainbow, you'll see the ghosts of the rainbows. I don't know.
The ghost of Liberace's in the rainbow.
The leprechaun ghosts. You'll see a ghost of a pot of gold that you'll never have.
No, but I guess that would also explain how particularly, what type of colorblind you are, is that if you don't see those colors, you would just kind of see a certain brightness that's slightly different than the rest of the sky, I would assume.
Yeah,
It'd be
maybe
very
a
difficult to pick
grayness.
out.
It'd be a gray. So if you're red colorblind, I guess maybe that red part would be gray. I don't know. I didn't look into color blindness, so I'm guessing. I have no idea.
Dogs can't see rainbows. They can only
Oh,
see
but it-
a little,
they
just a
can,
little bit of them.
yeah, they can see a little bit of them.
They
What is
can
it? They
see-
can see red and green.
Blues and grays? No.
But dogs are the embodiment of rainbows, so
They
I think
are.
it evens out.
Yes. Dogs are rainbows embodied. They don't need to see them because they are them. They are
Facts.
pure magic and light.
Yeah, but rainbows don't come out of Leia.
Oh.
No, that's true. Much worse comes out of Leia.
Death and destruction.
What?
Oh,
What
just saying.
would can what can? I'm trying to make like a joke about like a like what
Well, you're doing a great job so far.
what kind of rainbow
You
you
think
would
it's
get
funny.
through the atomized whatever that comes out of Leia's ass. Rainbow farts from Leia.
Oh God! What? Oh, it's death.
It's just
It's just death.
it's
Those are
just
the colors.
black. It's black rainbow.
Yeah, it just melts the inside of
Oh,
you.
that's metal. Black Rainbow. It's a Death Clock song.
Oh, that's a good band name. Black metal or Black Rainbow.
We are Black Rainbows. We could think about death and get sad and
Welcome,
things.
I like it. I like it. So okay, so basically, okay, does the star type affect the outcome of a rainbow?
Oh, that's a really good question. You mean it's the star color, the color of the star?
Yeah. So if it was like
Like a red star?
like a red giant or like a blue
'cause-
giant,
'cause
we got
or
we got
red
a white
dwarf
star.
or
Yeah, well,
The
yeah,
white light that can be...
I would say that most likely, like if you had a red star, you would still get a rainbow, but I bet you that red is really strong. I bet there, and if you for a blue star, I would bet that the blue is really strong in that rainbow. Really interesting, and there's pictures of these, that if you have a rainbow right at sunset, that rainbow is gonna be red. It'll be a red rainbow.
Oh, I think I've seen like a red rainbow.
Yeah. So but it only has to happen. It can only happen at sunrise or sunset.
Okay, that's cool.
Fun.
Jack on YouTube says Leia would produce a blue-green strong rainbow. Think Neptune.
Oh.
Or Uranus, Jack.
Yeah. Jack.
We're above that joke, Liz.
Are we? No, we're not.
No, we're not. No.
We're above anybody else doing it.
It's like they can't make fun of it. Only we can make fun of family members.
Exactly.
Cool.
That's, you think of rainbows as just being this sort of phenomena that, we see here on Earth after it rains and the sun comes out, but really a rainbow it's going to be a universal phenomenon because all
Yeah,
you need
yeah,
is,
I think light
is
and
light,
water.
light in a prism of some sort.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And then it's great because it connects us all, the lovers, the dreamers, the poets all together. It's some kind of great connection,
Nice Kermit.
I was watching Sesame Street this morning, so I have Muppets in my mind.
We-
Oh, by the way, today's letter of the day is B, if you were curious.
Ooh, B for what? Brandon.
Beef bouillons. Oh, sorry, that works too.
Beef bouillon? That's what
Yeah.
you're going with?
You caught me off guard. I wasn't thinking about things that start with B.
Didn't
there's
they
a lot of things with
highlight
boats, though.
something on Sesame
Boats.
Street?
Boats and balls, actually.
B. Blue.
Boats. Balls.
They counted 11 balls multiple times.
What about blue?
Balls.
The color and a rainbow?
Oh, that's how I could have tied it together.
Yep. But oh well.
We missed on all accounts. Oh my gosh. Well, I love that rainbows are based of physics. They're this physics phenomenon, yet they have come to symbolize just, love.
Yeah. There's a lot of I was looking, in grabbing how cultures see rainbows. That there's been a lot of use of a rainbow flag, throughout centuries.
Oh, really?
Yeah, it's not just It's not just from the 1970s to now with LGBTQ. Um, there's Italians were using it. There was like it was like some sort of girls' order of the rainbow kind of thing, and they had a rainbow flag.
Wait a minute.
I'm sorry.
Order,
Girls'
Girls'
Order
Order
of the Rainbow?
Yeah, it was
You didn't
something
look
like
deeper
that.
into this?
Wow.
No, because I had to go make drinks. So I had to do my job as a bartender and have that done because we weren't quite sure if Brandon was going to get here in time.
2 minutes beforehand. I made it, guys.
You made it. You got
Okay,
here.
okay, that's something we're gonna have to do further research on. We'll do it. We'll do it in. We'll do it during a break. We'll do a quick little
Yeah,
search on Girls'
I want
Order
to
of the
say that's what it
Rainbow.
was called. It was some sort of order of
But
rainbow.
you
When
can't
was
be
it?
lying.
When was it from?
No.
Well, it was. I want to say it was actually more of a recent kind of thing for this.
Oh man, I was thinking it was gonna be like some like random like medieval like
Right?
the Girls' Order of the Rainbow.
The Girls of the Rainbow, they were all at one point committed of witchcraft and found each other through medieval Facebook, and they became friends that way.
It always starts
Against-
with witchcraft.
Always. All right, I'll find it.
Okay, you'll find it. And just to Jack says if she's making that much ammonia, you need to adjust her diet. The problem is, Jack, is that Leia is the kind of dog that likes to eat her own poop. So yeah, she's just gross. She's a disgusting girl, but we love her.
Okay, so
he found
to
it.
represent the International Order of Rainbow for Girls since the early 1920s, the rainbow flag.
Oh, okay, 1920s.
Yeah. No, since the 1920s. So this is the Order of Rainbow for Girls.
What do they do?
How do you join?
I don't know. It's an international organization now.
Oh,
I don't care what they do. Like, how do you join? Can I be like an auxiliary member, like on the side? Like, hey, I'm a supporter of the
an ally.
Legion of
the-
Rainbows. Yeah.
I don't know. We're going to look this up.
Anyway, all right.
Anyway.
Okay, so we have talked basically some Irish folk tales and mythology. We have discussed what rainbows are and that they are not tangible and don't lead to any pot of golds in any way, shape, or form. And talked about that, hey, rainbows could be seen not just on Earth, but they could be seen elsewhere in our solar system or in
Or beyond.
the universe.
Or beyond, yep.
Do we have anything else to add to this main episode? And then we'll break and go into the hangover.
No, it's going to Hangover.
Just love is love.
Love is love.
Love is love, everyone.
Love is love. And B is the word of the day. B is the letter of the day. Deal. Yeah.
Wow.
It's been a long weekend.
Brandon needs a nap.
Really.
All right.
All right, everyone. So, rainbows are magical, yet also based in science. And good luck finding a pot of gold. Follow us on all the social medias.
All the things.
Twitter at Drinking Cosmos, everything else, Cosmos with Cosmos. You can listen to our podcast on Anchor.com, our website, cosmoswithcosmos.com, or any of your favorite podcast platforms. Of course, new episodes are released every other Saturday, following our live recordings on YouTube. But stick around because we're going to go into the hangover after a short break. So we will see you guys shortly.
Bye, everybody.
Thanks for joining us. We'll be back. Oh, they can't hear me. Welcome
Do
back.
it again.
The Hangover with Cosmos.
And pie.
With Cosmos, and we got pie.
Got pie.
We got pie.
I have booze.
It still counts. It's fine. It still counts. Why are the Skype emojis showing over here? This is... Get out of here. All right. Anyway. Fucking Skype. Anyway, hope everybody has some pie. They got your pie ready, or something fancy, or just a drink, or some water, whatever you got. You can celebrate with anything.
So what is, speaking of pie, what is your favorite type of pie?
Cherry pie.
Cherry pie, Mike?
Cherry pie.
Mm-hmm.
Ah. Jack Daniel's pecan pie from Rock Springs. It is the most magical pie I've ever had. Oh.
That sounds good. Now I'm trying to think of like the best pie I've had.
I have to get some because I'm in Phoenix. I can do that. It's like 40 minutes away, but I can do that.
That's not that far.
No, it's really not.
Gosh, pecan pie is really good. I prefer a cherry pie slightly heated with some vanilla or vanilla bean ice cream.
Now,
and some whipped cream.
Do pizza pies count as pies in your book?
Well, they
or
are
like
circles.
meat pies or shepherd's pie.
Pizzas. That might be my main favorite kind of pie then.
Yeah, pizza pie, definitely. If
So
if
savory,
including
it's
that.
pizza pie. If it's sweet, it's a cherry pie.
What's your favorite pizza?
Oh, easy.
Pepperoni and black olives.
Well,
Ooh,
I asked that for
Brandon doesn't
their
like
olives.
benefit.
not a fan of olives. I'll tolerate them, but only just.
Okay, what's yours, Brandon?
Pepperoni pineapple.
Pepperoni pineapple.
I'm a man of culture.
It's good. Because you get like the sweet and the salty. It works with the
Uh-huh,
ham and pineapple. But I prefer
And
pepperoni
then
versus ham.
And then when you have the spicy honey barbecue wings, it just the tandem together just creates a cacophony of symphonies in your mouth. It's beautiful.
I like that. Apparently, Adam has made the Jack Daniel's pie before.
Adam. So, how you doing?
Basically, we have two people that we need to make things for us all the time. Adam needs to bake for us, and Jack needs to make us nice, yummy drinks all the time. Just bombard us with sugar.
Adam had one job for Christmas to make that pie cake.
He's gonna make it
Ooh,
this year.
then we have a comment from Jack about his favorite pizza. Spinach, artichoke, mushroom with white sauce.
Oh, yeah, that's a good one.
Oh, going with the white sauce route. Solid choice.
Okay. I love artichokes. But I'm like, I can eat artichoke hearts in things or like marinated artichokes, but I'm not a big fan of them. Like, I love an artichoke, a steamed artichoke, mainly because I just dip the leaves in mayonnaise and eat them. So it's really the mayonnaise that I love. Yeah.
So, sometimes I'll take the artichoke hearts out of my food, and as I do that, I go Kameha, and take it out.
I don't know
Get
where
it?
that's from. No.
Get it? It's like Indiana Jones in the Temple of Doom, and the priest guy's reaching into her, start like Kaleha.
Oh, that's right. That's right.
So I made a joke about the artichoke hearts because you see, he was taking the heart out of the people, and the artichoke hearts is very similar. So I was doing that.
I get it now. Thank you. Thank you for that.
That was my least favorite Indiana Jones movie until
Crystal Skull came out.
So anyway, what were we talking about in The Hangover? Like, there were questions I think we had to answer, or we can keep talking Indiana Jones.
Okay, well, we're going to talk about pie and a little bit about Pie Day, which we're going to leave to maybe someone who knows more about math than I do. But first, we do need to follow up on the Order of the Secret Rainbow Girls? I forgot what it's called already, but...
Yeah, I already forgot. Here's the International Order of the Rainbow for girls. It is a Masonic youth service organization which teaches leadership training through community service, and you have to be between 10 and 20.
That sounds fun. Good for them.
Ageist. What about us women who want to be in it?
You're the International Order of the Ultraviolet Order.
Oh, okay.
So you have graduated the rainbows.
I've graduated. I've
yes,
graduated.
You're on the extended spectrum at this point.
Yes,
you're still on the spectrum. It's okay.
But I'm outside of the visible spectrum. You can't see me.
Is that because once you get past a certain age, society stops seeing you as a person?
Society has never seen me as a person because I'm a woman. Boom.
We just went down there. So rainbows are fun and happy.
Rainbows. All right, but and rainbows are actually make full circles, but the Earth gets in the way, and full circle can be calculated with pi.
Exactly. Yes.
Yeah. Nicely done.
The circumference of a circle is equal to 2 pi r. So 2 times pi 3.1415 times the radius of the circle.
I would like to comment that when the symbol for pi was made, that they missed an opportunity, and that it should just look like maybe an upside down circle, or I'm sorry, an upside down triangle.
I'm sure that has
Which is, I know, like
actually
delta or
mean something.
Yeah, the upside down triangle.
Is already
lambda,
Oh,
right?
okay.
So
upside down triangle. I didn't know you could make triangles upside down.
Oh.
But they're just triangles.
With the pointy end on the bottom.
Yeah, so that
Stab him with
actually,
the pointy end.
Okay, so all right, pointy end down bottom has a mathematical meaning, and so but the pointy end at the top also has a meaning.
Oh no! Then they should have made the symbol for pi look like a circle with a piece of pie cut out of it. So like Pac-Man. The symbol should
question.
pie. A pie should be Pac-Man.
I have a really dumb question.
Okay.
When was baking pies invented? Was
Probably
it before or after the invention, the discovery of 3.14?
It was probably
Well, they were baking before that.
after somebody figured out how to make dough,
Right. Yeah, it's true.
and then they
I guess
made
it's
bread.
I guess it's like what type of pie. This is just probably just a really dumb question.
It's not a dumb question.
When did they discover cooking? Probably
When-
with pie. Oh.
When did the first person go, hey, let's take this round loaf of bread and make it sweet?
I actually think that was I read this recently. It was like 1826. There was Sir Edding Bakington, and he decided to put some kind of dough in this rather large furnace he was using to mold the clay and to harden it. And he goes, well, I'm just kind of tired with this. I'm just going to throw it in this baking furnace. And of course, his name being Bakington. I'm so sorry, guys.
You went for a while with that one though.
Yeah, I was wondering how
Ancient
far you were going
Egyptians
to go.
made pie. Okay, so ancient Egyptians made pie. What type of ancients? Like what kingdom? Because pie was what? Hell, who got pie? Who was that? It was before Archimedes.
Like who figured out pi?
Yeah.
Oh,
It starts with an H, doesn't it? No.
that I don't know. But somebody can look it up. Because I'm
With
eating
3
pie right
hands,
now.
that's not eating pie. That's weird. It's like somebody else is a host of the show that could look this up. Who discovered pie?
This is why we have viewers. You guys,
Edward
you do some stuff.
Bakington.
Participate.
I told you. Oh, wait, it was Archimedes. I was terribly wrong. It was exactly Archimedes.
There you go.
First calculation of pi. And so that was like, what, 217 BC.
So it's basically Jack has the answer, which is pi has been around since they have been putting mystery wildlife in a crust.
Yeah.
Makes a lot of
Yeah,
sense.
like, hey, let's take whatever this meat this is, or whatever this is, and just surround it in dough and heat it up.
It says the first pies were made by early Romans, who may have learned it from the Greeks. So it's possible that Archimedes figured out pie being inspired by seeing a pie that was newly made in his lifetime. And that came from, by the way, piecouncil.org in the history of pies. There's a pie council.
Pie Council?
Pie council.
Yes.
This is
There's a
amazing.
council and an order for everything.
I am on the Pie Council. I'm head of the Pie Council.
See, my daughter, head of a Rainbow Council.
And anybody who watches this podcast is a member of the Order of the Cosmos with Cosmos.
Order of the Cosmos?
And yeah, we're the council for
That's
it.
better.
So.
That sounds better.
Order of the Cosmos.
Order of the Cosmos.
Yeah,
of
because
the
we rule the
Cosmos.
universe, basically. Mm-hmm.
We're like those aliens in the Men in Black with the marbles universes in their hands. That's us.
Yeah, pretty much. Pretty much.
That's us Friday nights after midnight. We're just like, hey, man, check this out.
How many digits are there in pi?
It's infinite.
Oh, it's infinite?
Yeah, it's non-repeating, so you can calculate it infinitely.
What do you
And
mean
then there-
non-repeating?
There are no patterns you can find within 5 digits, 10 digits, 100 digits, 1,000 digits. Nothing will repeat on itself.
So if you divide 1 by 3, so it's 3.33333. The 3 repeats, right? There's no set of numbers that you can find in pi that will repeat. So if you had 3.06, 3.06, 1, 061, 061, it 061 repeats. So
They
that's
stick a
your-
line over that. I
Yeah,
remember that.
you actually do put a little line over it and say that this repeats.
Okay, so it's like all the numbers are in it, but there's no...
And then
Yeah.
my favorite, I guess this is a rabbit hole. My favorite pop culture reference to pi comes from the book Contact, from Carl Sagan, in which not Ellie Calloway. What's her first name? I'm just gonna call her Ellie, the main character in that
Yes,
book.
Ellie.
Oh, it is Ellie. Okay, yeah. So she meets this alien, entity essentially, and they go, "We don't actually know if there's a god. We just use these wormholes. They were here before us, so we don't know what the hell's going on." And so she kind of thinks about how they can find some kind of proof that there exists some higher entity, whether that's like the life form that made everyone, an ulterior god or what have you. And they look at pi. They look at the supercomputers of those days, and they extrapolate out to as far as they can, and they look for some kind of message within this irrational number. Because in their theory, because this does go on forever and ever, if they can point out a message, it's too random to be happenstance. But I guess if it does go on forever, it's like the monkeys with Shakespeare with typewriters, doing infinite amount of monkeys, infinite amount of typewriters, infinite amount of time. At some point, they're just going to poke out Shakespeare. So I guess in that case, if it is infinite, then any kind of message will always pop up given long enough time frame. So I'm dumb now. I just unraveled my own issue.
So basically, given enough time, pie can become like Jesus toast. You see what you want in there.
Oh.
Yeah.
So you can never memorize all the digits to pi because it never ends.
That's true.
But some people they'll have some really cool thing going on with the brain, and they can go like 9,000 digits of pi. It's incredible. Yeah. This was again another article I was reading, and I think one person in the 1930s, something like that. This was called like the human human calculator or something like that. She could do 10,000 digits of pi.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
I can't even remember anyone's phone numbers anymore.
3.1415, that's all I can do.
Jack says the number 7 is repeated 11 times at the 24,658,601st decimal place.
Huh.
So
yeah.
He's not crazy. He just had it in his textbook.
No.
Cool.
It's like, wow, Jack, you got some knowledge.
Man, 10,000 digits, 24 million digit places. Jack.
Oh, man. I mean...
So what are some things then that we can do with this knowledge of pi? Like, it's a cool number, but how is it applicable to life?
Society?
Society. Yes. Mike.
Other than pies.
Why does that mean?
Because you know how numbers work.
Well, you can calculate shit.
There we go.
What can you
I
calculate?
mean, it's important. It shows up. It shows up in engineering equations, and so, yeah, it shows up everywhere. So I don't think that there's really a part of life that doesn't touch it, in some kind of way. So, it shows up in general theory of relativity, which you need to have, GPS satellites work. So, if you're traveling, I don't know, for example, I'm just pulling this out of thin air from Tucson to Phoenix, and you're using GPS, then pi is in there somewhere.
To be fair, Tucson to Phoenix is the straightest shot you'll
It's
ever
a straight
drive. If
shot.
you need GPS, something is wrong. It's a straight shot, people.
It is basically just straight up the 10, and then you run into Phoenix. Yeah, and so it's going to show up in engineering. How much a beam, how much stress it can handle. It'll probably show up there. I mean, it just shows up everywhere. So I think even an artist who's drawing a circle subconsciously is using pi to draw that circle.
So,
Touches everybody.
why is pi?
That's the question. Why is pi? We broke him. He's like, these stupid flippin' idiots just asking stupid questions.
Well, it really is just no more than a relationship between how big a circle is to its radius. That's really all it is, but
I
it
just
just
don't
ends up showing up everywhere.
I just don't get how something like that is how Archimedes figured it out.
He was smart. Man.
Well, I think it was just somebody going, hey, if I have a circle, if I have a stick that is 1 foot long, obviously they wouldn't use a foot in ancient Greece, and I make a circle with it, is that circle always going to be the same size? So is the circumference of that circle always going to be the same? And it turns out yes, and it is always what is it 2 times 3.14 times the radius is always that length. And so basically I could see Archimedes drawing a circle in the sand and then taking a string and measuring that and doing out the circumference and then measuring the length of that string, and he finds that it's always the same.
Yeah, but how do you get to 3.145?
Units.
Well, then it's just math at that point.
And
So
At
Jack-
that point, it's just math.
Jack just
So-
had a wonderful comment as well. I'll wait for Mike and then we'll read it.
So he probably wasn't using radius. He was saying, I have a stick that's 1 foot, and I make a circle and so the diameter is, so basically the circumference of the circle is always 3.1415 and a bunch of other numbers times the diameter of that circle. Always.
Fun. It's funny because everyone has heard of pi. We make a big deal of Pi Day. People may not necessarily understand exactly how it came to be or things like that, but they get, hey, pi, it's fun, it's math, we're smart, which is really cool that it's in the public consciousness like that. But then Jack just recently said, pi has a better PR person than the Fibonacci sequence. And I love that Fibonacci sequence, though.
Well, you can't eat it.
Yeah, it doesn't have the same ring to it. And that pi has a whole day. What would Fibonacci's day be? 1-1?
I mean, what the seashell looks cool, but at the end of the day,
And the flowers and the trees and
you can't
nature.
put it in your mouth.
Fibonacci really connects us to the rock, to the trees, to the water. It's a force that combines us.
It's a force.
I'm glad I had a
Take a
second
drink, everybody. Delicious.
Did they hear the sound?
They should be hearing the sound. I don't know why we're not hearing the sound, but they should be hearing the sound. If you didn't hear the sound for the drink, then whatever.
Yeah.
I'll put it in post.
So okay, since we're in the hangover here, this is where my brain went. Talking about pi being part of the public consciousness because it has a whole day and it's fun to talk about. What is your favorite like sciencey thing that's main like in the main public consciousness? Whether that's Pi Day, for example, or
Black fucking holes.
black holes. Yeah, that's a big one.
Is there a black hole day?
Well, no.
No, but it's really black holes is so easy to
wasn't
get
the
sucked
question.
into. It's so interesting.
That wasn't the question, right? It was.
Oh, I took it as like another like science like day.
Well, no.
kinda.
No. Like black holes is perfect as well because you can have just a regular conversation with anybody in the country and go, man, that's just a black hole over there. It's just a bunch of nothingness, and they'll understand it.
That's true. You got Black Hole Sun by Soundgarden. Great song.
We have Black Hole Dog.
We have two.
But that's for us.
Yeah.
We have two black hole dogs. Yeah.
Yeah.
So black holes for Mike. We talked about Pi Day. What other like really cool science things are in our public consciousness that we can just say and people will get it?
Big Bang.
A Big Bang. It's in our DNA.
Yeah.
That's a cool one.
Oh yeah.
And that's just from the 1950s.
Yeah, and then we got to map our own genome in the Human Genome Project, which was a fabulous undertaking. How about this?
Stardust.
No.
We can land a man on the moon. Why can't we XYZ?
Oh,
That's
yeah.
true. That's true.
We're all made of stardust.
Thanks, Shakespeare.
What? Shakespeare said that?
Wasn't that Shakespeare? Like, we are such things as stars are made of. Something.
Huh. Okay. Didn't know that.
Oh.
I think that was like the whole world is a stage. I think that was on like the same soliloquy or something like that.
Okay.
I could be terribly wrong. It's not like I majored in English.
God, I don't know. Now I'm blanking of like things.
Space shuttles are always in. Everyone knows about the space shuttle. NASA's always there. NASA's full of smart people.
Yeah, now they think NASA's dead because they don't have the space.
Oh, it's the worst. But SpaceX is doing a good job about that. Like, isn't SpaceX just NASA now? No.
No.
They better learn how to land that
The
big
Grand
rocket.
Tour. The Grand Tour, because that's like the Grand Tour is like a car show, and then it's all based on Voyager's Grand Tour.
Mm-hmm.
All right. Yeah. Okay.
I don't know, man.
Oh, now I'm just interested in this. How does science permeate in pop culture?
I think it permeates in a lot of subtle ways
Yeah.
that I don't think you even
Oh yeah, absolutely.
think about or recognize, really.
I think it needs to permeate a whole hell of a lot more.
Agreed.
But
Somewhere over the rainbow.
Oh, look at you. That counts.
Yeah.
That counts.
Well done.
Mm-hmm.
Awesome.
Yeah, good,
Well,
good. Yeah, we're done here, folks.
yeah. It seems like the hangover's crashing now.
Yeah. Anyway. Okay. So Jack says Fibonacci Day was back on January 1st of year 3. Like the real year 3, or
But it's 1-1. It's 1-1, 2, 3, 5, right? Am I remembering that correctly? 1, 1, 3, 5, 8, 13, so on and so forth.
you have to give them a little bit because there's a little delay.
Okay.
The next one is March 8th, 2040, and August 3rd, 2040.
Birthday.
How old are you going to be in 2040, Brandon?
50.
Oh, shit.
I was like, why would you ask me that? Because that's
I
gonna
know,
bring
I
up
knew
your
I
own
was
mortality.
walking
That was
into
a
it.
stupid thing to do. I'll be just about to enter my second term as president. So that's my ambition right there. 2-term.
President Riddle. I see more of a
two-term or
Senator
bust.
Riddle, but I'll vote for you.
No one would ever vote for me. That's okay.
3CE. 3CE is what he confirmed. It's not the, it's based on.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Common
Cool.
Era.
I forget what else you asked. Oh, you were asking the sequence of numbers. Okay.
Yeah. That was the 1 1 3 5 8, so on and so forth. But
Go ahead.
no, you had a thing you were going to say.
Oh,
I was
well-
going to flail wildly.
I was going to say that we brought up black holes because Mike did some black hole math that we wanted to share with the class.
Yeah, well, this it comes from a question from Brandon. Like it happens like this all the damn time. I think Brandon asked like how big of the black hole would be.
Okay, so here's what happens. Like we're Skyping like this or something, and they're put over to their dog Cap and Jack, and he'll be curled up in the tiniest ball, and it's so cute, but it's such a black dog. It looks like a black hole. So I was just curious, how did I even phrase the question?
How big of a black hole would be? How big would a Jack-sized black hole be?
Yeah, like what that mass would be except that
Yeah.
black hole. Yeah.
So we figure Jack's about 2.5 feet long. So
Using pi.
and can't break out a ruler because
Measuring tape.
measuring
He'll
tape
run away.
because he doesn't like that. So but we figured out a black hole for Jack and for Leia.
Mm-hmm.
And for Jack, a Jack black hole would have a mass that is 0.01% of the sun, or 43 times the mass of the Earth.
See, 0.1 doesn't sound that much, but then that other part does.
Yeah,
Yeah.
then it's like, oh, that's nothing. And then
That's
it's like,
reasonable.
oh,
Oh,
shit,
yeah.
that's a lot.
Yeah, and because I figured this might be asked, it is 250 trillion billion million Skittles. That mass.
My man.
For Leia, it is 77 times the mass of the Earth, and she would come in at 450 trillion billion million Skittles.
You can buy all those Skittles with a pot of gold.
Hey, look at us coming full circle back to the original topic. Oh, how are people still watching this right now?
Oh my gosh.
We're having fun.
Yeah. Were there any other topics we thought of that we wanted to bring up in the Hangover?
I don't think so.
Okay.
Do you have any questions from
Yeah, absolutely.
the audience?
We can talk about hair tips for Mike, for example, or yeah, he's full of them. We can talk about how to properly roller skate with Liz. It's really, we just have a lot of unique interests that you don't know about as an audience member.
Do not put Liz on roller skates.
I can't even
She's a Davison.
remember. Yeah, that's a good question, Jack. Where the fuck is Smeagol? God
It's
damn
in
it.
He's in the other room. He's gracing my dogs right now.
Why is he moving?
I did a different podcast and I think I moved it. I don't know. I didn't have time.
That's why
I
the
didn't have
baseball
time.
bat is in his background now. Anyway, I can't remember the last time I was on roller skates or roller blades for that. But apparently, rollerblading is making a comeback.
Oh,
It
is
never
it?
left. It never left Liz.
Yes, it did, and it should stay gone. I don't know.
What's wrong with rollerblades?
They're so
Okay,
Like-
here's my issue with rollerblades.
horrible.
Like I've tried playing roller hockey before. I was terrible at it. But like if you're just on the street, for example, and rollerblading, it's my biggest fear. Oh, a rocky didn't see, and you're down. Like
Yeah, they're
that's
so hard to maneuver, and they're clunky
and then-
and exhausting.
And because everyone like me has a bunch of friends, they all want to roller skate with me. So if I fall down, everyone else is going to fall down after me. It's like a clown car of roller skate fatalities, and that's not what I want for people.
Okay, now my sister brings up a good memory. She asked, remember Golden Skate? Which Golden Skate was like the roller skating rink.
Oh, yeah.
in my hometown.
We
Well,
had-
technically it was in
we-
San Ramon, but
We had Great Skate.
yeah, Golden Skate was. See that was fun. Just the go in a circle.
Because you were 8 and
Yeah,
9 years
because
old.
you're young. I had. I don't even know how many birthday parties I had there. I had quite a few
yeah.
birthday parties
It's
at Golden
it's
Skate.
like your first experience with what a club would hypothetically be like,
Yeah.
except an adult club is considerably more sad than Great Skate or Golden Skate.
Yeah. Yeah, and you play the games. There's like that game
Red
where
light, green light.
red light, green light.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But I couldn't stop, so I just fell down and hurt. I was not a very good skater. Is what I'm getting at.
I feel like roller on the 4 skates. That
And then
is better than the
Yeah.
blades.
And then Mike grew up at the height of the roller skate in the 60s, so I'm curious what it is.
All those before Sonic became so niche with their people coming out to the cars, people riding out on
Yeah.
roller skates.
Yeah, I remember going to
Those
the
pink ladies.
to the Burger Drive-In in the 50s, and
It's like in your jet black hair back,
Yeah.
your tight rolled up white
yeah,
shirt.
exactly.
You got your cigarette pack rolled up in the
I had
in
the
your
cigarette
sleeve.
pack, yeah, and the lady would come out on the roller skates and
You get
take
your
our
comb
order.
out and you go, you
Yeah.
know,
yeah.
comb your hair over to the
I
side.
do
Yeah,
it on the mama.
and in the car next to us, you got the old doo-wop group going. They're just harmonizing.
They're just
and-
doo-wopping.
Yeah, doo-wopping. I don't know. And then
What-
yeah,
What was
Fun
it like
times.
when you were What was it like when you were roommates with Buddy Holly for a couple years there?
well, he had the big teeth, the big glasses.
Yeah.
And then he would have this big bopper friend come over.
That's just like Buddy Holly.
Weezer. Yeah. Yeah, and yeah, it was good. Then I told him not to get on that plane. I told him, I'm like, dude, man, you're gonna die.
Jack says your prom was on roller skates. It was quite a sock hop.
Yeah, and then when I was in high school in the 40s, that was fun. We didn't have roller skates then.
Yeah, that was bad. Yeah, I was gonna make a joke. That's when you were still ducking, covering under your desk, but you probably did that in the 80s. So.
I did
Yeah.
that. That's how we practice earthquake drills.
Yeah,
Well,
well,
yeah.
Because California, the desk's gonna help a lot.
actually, you know what? I never had a nuclear bomb drill.
That's good.
Yeah,
I think by that point it was, and I think
No.
later on, towards the end of the Cold War, they just realized, just don't. It's just better not to think
it-
about it.
at that point,
Yeah,
I don't think
I
it
guess.
mattered
Mm.
because
Yeah.
bomb goes off, you're vaporized anyway.
Yeah.
I'm willing to bet, I'm gonna spitball here when it comes to American culture, that drop and cover and getting under your desk, that was really a way to, again, permeate the idea that the Russians are bad and that it's influencing every aspect of life. So we had to ingrain that into our society to learn how to hate properly. And so later on in the Cold War, when it's already ingrained, we didn't need that. Because we already knew the Wolverines in high school could defeat the Ruskies if they came over. So we needed that instilled fear in the beginning. And later on, we're good now. We understand that they're the evil empire.
Yeah.
That's a
But we're
culture
the evil
101 with
empire.
Brandon.
That's yeah. Oh, but now, it's North Korea.
Yeah,
Oh,
then when they did the remake,
Yeah, the remake is North Korea and not Russia.
I never saw it.
I never saw it either.
I don't want to.
No.
I also never
With
saw
you.
the original.
You
There's
never saw
that.
the original?
You never saw the original?
No. Dude, I just saw War Games for the first time like 5 months ago.
Shall we play a game?
And Matthew's Balderic like, yeah, I want to play chess. What are you doing,
Yeah,
kid?
with the basically the dial up where he put the phone on the thing.
Yeah.
Yeah. It
Uh-huh.
was,
Uh-huh.
It's actually a really fun movie, though. So the very beginning of War Games, I think I mentioned this in the podcast after I watched the show, movie. But the very first 10 minutes of War Games, it's such a realistic depiction of what would happen, or what probably happened a couple times, when instruments malfunctioning and somebody is refusing to launch a bomb. Like, the Russians are attacking us now. We need to launch this at the exact moment. Why won't you do it? And there's this one guy with a key saying, "Nah, man, I can't do it." And that's happened before. There was this Russian guy, I forget his name, but there was a flock of geese that the radar was picking up, but it looked like a barrage of weapons, of nuclear warheads, was coming over to Moscow, and everybody was freaking out. But this one guy said, "I think I saw this before. I'm not doing it." So it was based off this one guy realizing that it was a flock of geese as opposed to an armada of nuclear warheads coming, because that would have been the end of everything.
Wow. So it took one dude's gut instinct not to annihilate the whole world.
Uh-huh.
That's got to be a hard job, being the one with much that's pressure. That's
Yeah.
No one person should have that power. No, anybody should have that power.
No one should have that power. We should not have that power. We are not mature enough.
No.
Civilization to have that power.
We are still in the horse and buggy age of technology.
Yeah, we are.
Yeah, we're not gonna get out of the horse and buggy age.
Jack says he had nuclear drills in the 80s because it was also their tornado shelter.
Oh.
Well, there you go.
Where did he grow? I wonder where Jack grew up.
Was not South Carolina.
Right. Because like a lot of these places we do these second cover drills, they're like in middle of nowhere Indiana. Like who would bomb that place, for example? So I can understand the big cities trying to ingrain that in kids, but
I think it was just
I think
widespread.
Jackson,
if I'm in
Iowa.
Wisconsin,
I think it's just widespread fear throughout the whole country, so everybody did it because you don't know, where it's come from, where it's going to land, the effects of it.
and to be fair, there were enough warheads at the peak that it didn't matter. They can just kind of, buckshot the entire country and call it a day.
Yeah.
So this is a fun. How did we get here?
This is great.
Let's backtrack and go back
Didn't
to
you bring
rainbows
this
and
up?
happiness.
I think you
probably
brought this
did.
up.
Can you get a rainbow from a nuclear explosion?
All right.
Probably not. All this shit that goes up into the atmosphere blocks out the sun.
So let's bring it back a little bit. You can get rainbows from rocket launches and tests and such. So for example, when they're launching a rocket, a lot of the vapor will come out and become little clouds. Like in Stennis, for example, when they tested the Saturn V with Apollo missions, or they just tested the Space Launch System about a month ago, and it's launching so much vapor in the air, the little clouds form, and then rainbows will appear in those clouds. So rocket rainbows.
Rocket rainbows are cool.
Rocket rainbows. That's a cool. That's not a metal band name, but that's a cool.
No, but that's like the fifth track on the Black Rainbow soundtrack.
Rocket rainbows.
Rocket rainbows.
Right
I see
after
that as being like an all-female punk band name.
Rocket rainbows.
Rocket rainbows.
Okay.
I don't know.
We're just glossing over rocket power, by the way.
So basically, Jack is he's from the Midwest, essentially.
Tornadoes, I figured.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And we're this. You know what? Okay.
Which there were. Okay, so there were a lot of. I'm gonna get back into this. I'm sorry. There were a lot of bases that would have been targeted. For example, Tinker, which is right next to Oklahoma, a little north of, or in North Texas. That's where the B-52s, for example, would have launched from. Quite a few of them. So they were on the first strike list. So yeah, they were in the middle of nowhere. Let's stop talking about nuclear weapons.
Yeah.
Well, you brought it up.
I know, because it's I hate it, but it's just fascinating. It's fascinating.
I mean, it is fascinating, and mushroom clouds do look cool, but
that's
not
how you get Godzillas.
not worth it.
No, definitely not worth it.
Although, so this is one cool thing, a byproduct of nuclear testing. When they explode those bombs, they get a certain amount of, I think it was, I don't know if it is that plutonium. There's some kind of byproduct put out by nuclear weapons that then settle on the grounds. And then archaeologists can then use that to help date certain items. And so right now, because we haven't had an open air nuclear test in, I don't know how many years, that's going away now. Right. Yeah, so it's going away now. So the archaeologists are kind of like playing around, like, what if we actually blew one up so we can actually date things properly? Wouldn't that be funny? Wouldn't that be funny, guys, if we did that? 'Cause that'd be kind of cool, right? No, that's actually a thing. Yeah.
Is that like a seminar at the little archaeology conference?
Wouldn't it be funny if we blew up a nuclear bomb? Like somebody get Kim Jong-il on the line, am I right? But seriously.
For science. For history.
Oh God.
And then plutonium, like 236, is the nuclear stuff. But then plutonium 238 is how you power robots on Mars.
Rather have that.
So
Facts.
nuclear has its uses, and we should put it to good uses rather than the death ones.
Yeah, always,
Yes, rather than
always
death.
good uses.
No death uses.
No death.
Death
Hooray.
rainbows.
Death rainbows. Yep.
Rainbows of death.
Well,
We're gonna work on that band. We should copy
Can I do-
that. Just make a band.
can I do synthesizers?
You don't have synthesizers in a metal band, Brandon.
You should.
Wow,
What
who-
the fuck?
who are you
There
to
was this
tell me
thing on
what to do this?
Spotify, and I was like, "Hey, what does she do?" And you're like, "Oh, I saw them at some place, and she plays the synthesizer."
She plays the
And
keyboard.
you only listen to-
It's the keyboard.
Oh, it's the keyboard.
And
Oh,
also-
It's a
sweet. They push for
synthesizer.
slide.
Also, they're a hardcore band, so they can kind of play around a little bit with
You
it.
can be hardcore bands if you just live hardcore. So it doesn't it doesn't necessarily mean a type of music. It's in your soul being hardcore.
It's in your DNA.
In your DNA.
It's in your
Look at that.
DNA.
Or let's be real, we would just be a heavy metal band and call ourselves like FE or something like that.
Oh, that's good. That's good.
Uh,
Meanwhile,
man.
all these kids are like, "Hey, we're gonna go see FE," not knowing what
they
it
just
meant.
got scienced.
Yeah. What does FE mean? It'll be like all these like,
Funkadelic Egyptians.
Funkadelic Egyptians.
yeah, all these little things on the internet saying this is what it means, and then they'll ask us in an interview like, "No, that is it's Iron Man.
It's a heavy metal.
It's a heavy metal,
Because we're
dumbass.
metal.
Where
Well,
you
really
been?"
anything besides hydrogen is going to be metal and heavy metal. So,
Oh, that is
You
true.
can have metallic
astronomy
hydrogen,
jokes.
Yeah?
Huh?
You can have metallic hydrogen. Jimmer's got
yeah.
metallic hydrogen.
yeah,
We talked
yeah.
about it.
But typically, anything after hydrogen is kind of referred to as a metal.
Yeah. Anything after
Yeah.
helium, actually.
Or helium. Oh, sorry, two.
Yeah.
Got my electrons mixed up.
Yeah.
One of Jack's favorite bands, Tilly and the Wall, has a tap percussionist.
Tilly on the wall.
Has a what?
Tilly and the Wall has a tap percussionist. Her stage has different surfaces for different sounds. That's first of all, that sounds like something you would totally listen to, Jack. And second of all, man, that takes a lot of skill to focus on not only just being musically inclined, but then also being able to dance and tap dance, because tap is hard. You got to move your feet in ways that your feet aren't supposed to
you
move
know,
in.
we will do it in the kitchen every once in a
That's
while.
not real tap.
That's real tap dancing.
That's just
That's
feet
real.
moving
No,
erratically.
it's real. It is real tap dancing.
Yeah, you'll know. You'll
And
get it.
we'll do all the moves, like cha moves, and we do it.
What? Okay. I know. I just no one. We're not doing podcasting anymore. But that was one of the most fabulous moves I've ever seen Mike George do, and I'm
Oh,
glad
you
we
did
got
a
to
pretty
witness
good
that.
move. Was it last night or Friday night that you did that dance move? Where we were dancing?
Oh, it was Friday night. It was Friday night.
Yeah, you did a
We
pretty good
were,
move.
we were, didn't we both dance?
Yeah, because we made up our own song.
Yeah, it was about chips.
Yeah, what was our
Like getting
song?
more chips.
Get more chips.
Gotta get more chips.
Yeah.
Gotta get more chips. And then we
What was
did.
it? Yeah, it was something, or putting the chips in the bowl? I don't know.
Something like
We
that.
made up a song about chips and then we were dancing to it. That's our Friday nights. That's what we do.
Brandon is rethinking every
Well, no, I-
decision
I was-
he's ever made.
Oh, I'm way past that. No, there was a reggae song in the 80s, I believe, and it just like a simple instruction, like put something in the bowl and just repeated that, and I can't remember what it was, and it's bothering me.
There's put the lime in the coconut.
That's why I Shake It All About.
Put something
Dang
in
it.
the bowl, an 80s song. Jack,
I'm gonna
help
think
help
it-
us
No,
out.
he said reggae.
Oh,
I'm gonna
reggae?
think about this in like a week.
Is it? Okay, now that does actually sound familiar, but oh well.
Because it was a big hit for like a month.
I have no
I don't
idea.
know. I'll think of it later.
Hastaducci on the right hand side.
Pass. Okay, that might have been it.
What?
Yeah, so there was some song
Pass the
by
doo-doo.
these three kids from Jamaica.
They were kids. Yeah, this is what I'm thinking of. Yeah.
Yeah, and it's like pass the Ducci on the right hand side, and everybody's like, "Oh man, that's weed." They're singing about weed right there.
What
The
the
Ducci.
the Ducci?
It's like
Yeah,
pass the Ducci on the right hand side. That's how it went
yeah,
on loop.
yeah. That's basically the whole song right there.
So
put the chips in the
really,
bowl. Basically, that's the same thing.
nothing at all what I mentioned earlier, but Mike got it based off that terrible description. So nicely done.
He's a musical man. Knows his music's
I'm a Renaissance man.
Renaissance.
Man.
I have lots of interests. Music, Ducci, whatever that is.
That's about it, really. This is two things.
One could say you show all the colors of a rainbow.
I am Skittles.
Rainbows. Rainbows all the way down.
Rainbows all
It
the
was
way
all
down.
the way down.
Oh, man. What a wild ride this episode was.
Truly.
And if you don't if you don't get the Rainbows all the way down reference, you need to look up Turtles all the way down because that's where it comes from.
And has been adapted by us many times
Yeah.
to,
Pringles all the way down.
All the way down. Skittles all the way down.
If we're talking to Ron Proctor, it is
Chickens.
all the way down.
Chickens all the way down.
So many things going all the way down.
Yeah. So, but the original is Turtles all the way down. So look it up.
Is
I
that,
gotta put-
that's a flat earther thing, right?
No,
No.
No,
No.
it's
so it was there was a I think it was Bertrand Russell who was giving a talk about the universe and our understanding of the universe and all that. At the end, this lady came up to him and said, "No, you're basically wrong," and there are turtles that are holding the Earth up. So yeah, it is
Okay.
kind of a flat Earth kind of thing.
So
And,
it was.
no, go ahead.
I was just saying, it was basically like us after a planetarium show. Like, that was a great show, but there are actually dinosaurs with crystals on the back in the center of the Earth.
Yeah.
So you didn't mention that at all. I'm curious why you didn't do that.
Yeah, because it doesn't exist. So Bertrand Russell took the question and he turned it around and he was like, "What are the turtles standing on?"
Yeah.
And the lady thought about it, and all she could say was, "It's turtles all the way down."
Which, okay, so you're this lady, and you're talking to this amazing mind, and he questions your belief system, which I'm assuming she got from, like, these other people. And so on the spot, she just made up a whole mythology for these people. Like, yeah, it's all the way down. And she didn't stop to think, maybe I'm wrong for making this up on the spot.
No,
I'm going to go with this.
She went all in.
And
Turtles all the way down. Infinite turtles. It's pie.
pie and turtles, turtle pies. Yeah, and so
Infinite Turtles is also the name of my mariachi band.
Infinite turtles.
that lady thought that she had a gotcha moment with a preeminent philosopher, physicist at the time, and he turns it around, and 120 years later, we're putting it in a fucking podcast, talking about turtles all the way down.
Fun.
So unfortunately, we have to deal with those people all the time, still today, 120 years later, 100 years later.
That's
Joy.
why we should all get our shots.
Yes,
Get your
please
shots, everyone. When it's available, get your shots.
Shot. Like Joe Biden's administration is missing a golden opportunity to employ that shot song across like every sports arena. Like right after the national anthem, just play that shots. Lil Wayne's gonna be up there and say, "Okay, yeah, I approve this," and just shots.
Shots.
Everybody.
I get mine this week.
Ooh,
Yeah.
nice.
Little stabby in the arm,
Stabby.
and then 3 weeks later, stabby,
And then feel bad for a little bit.
and I'm cured.
You're cured.
I'm cured. Hey, I am immune.
Speaking of which,
95%.
that next episode we will be having a special guest
Yes, we will.
in studio.
Is it Lil Wayne?
in studio, fully vaccinated, in safe environment.
Yeah, we're not going to tell you who it is.
Yeah, it's gonna be.
They're just gonna come in. So safe environment. I think they're gonna come in like a giant bubble suit, and that way they can throw themselves against the wall and just hear a couple pops.
Yes.
And they'll be fine. Yeah.
Yes. But yes, we will be having a special guest in house for the next episode.
Here at the Cosmos with Cosmos Studios
Cosmos
in
Cosmos
Ogden.
Studios.
Look, I mean, we got it right there. It says it right there.
I'm gonna get it.
Oh my God, it does.
I'm gonna get it.
I didn't notice that.
I'm gonna get it. Ready?
You got it? Oh, wait, what? What?
That's really cool.
I can't get it. Why can't I
It's
get
like
it?
some kind of reality that's virtual.
Wait, I'm gonna have this drink. I can't get it. I can't get it.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome
Anyway,
to Cosmos.
welcome to Cosmos Cosmos, the hangover, and really just
yep.
just
Make sure to
normal...
follow us on Twitter.
I think that's enough of that
That's
for
enough,
today.
So we'll see everybody in 2 weeks.
Yes, when we will have a much better planned episode, much more
We
organized
plan
episode
episodes?
for you.
What's the topic on?
We don't know. What is the topic on? We had some ideas, didn't we? Floating
Oh
around.
yeah, we did, but we kind of skipped over it because let me see. Next week is the anniversary of releasing Major Photon
Oh.
from the sun.
Yes.
But we just did an episode on light, so
But still.
we can talk about distances, I guess, and how space. Let's talk about why space is called space. Why is space called space?
I think there was
'Cause
something
it's
specific
big.
we were gonna that we actually had. I'll have to go back through because there was
I
something
tell you
we thought
what,
of.
we will let you know what the
It's
topic
always
is going to be.
it's always TBD.
Drives me insane. Drives me insane.
Well, come up with some topics.
We used to have that. We had a whole Google Doc that had topics, and we just kind of stopped doing that. We just got excited about other things.
Katie's excited for the special guest. Says, "Hope he enjoys Mormontown." It may not be a he, Katie. All right, it may be a she. Get with it.
Maybe-
Get down with the
it may-
patriarchy.
It may be a dolphin.
It may be a dolphin, but watch out for those
Just
fucking
dolphins are
dolphins
rapey.
because those dolphins can get pretty rapey.
Yes, they can.
It was a trivia
I'm-
question, everybody.
My eyes will be on you. Yeah, it will be interesting.
All right.
Anyway, thanks everybody for joining us on this episode of Cosmos to Cosmos
Yes. Cosmos to
Hangover
Cosmos.
edition, talking about just some random ass bullshit that
Don't forget to
decayed
duck-
into nothingness.
Don't forget to duck and cover.
Yeah, duck and cover, get your shots, stay safe, and stay healthy. We will see you in 2 weeks for some whatever other drunken shenaniganery
Ramblings.
we're going to talk about with our
Tomfoolery.
special guests. So joining us live on YouTube, Cosmos with Cosmos. And then, of course, you can watch these episodes on YouTube. You can catch up on The Hangover on YouTube. Oh, Jesus. And you can listen to us on your favorite podcast platform. Yeah, so
Sweet.
peace. We'll see you.
Cheers, everybody. We'll see you later.
Have a good evening.
Stay safe.
Stay safe, stay happy, stay healthy, and
shots.
shots. I have to
Get your
get
shots now.
I have to get to the screen that allows me to like stop the
Oh, so now
allows
you're
me-
just buying sweet time.
I'm
Sweet,
just
sweet
buying
time.
sweet time to get to the thing that we end the episode on. Go find some rainbows, everyone. Look for the pot of golds.
Cheers, everybody.
Bye. Bye.